Heyo everybody, it is Voltage and we are here for another tier list for the first time in ages. The Mega Evolution tier list maker. Now, as you can see, I have it super zoomed in because ZA Megas are included. Spoiler warning, I will be talking about all the ZA Megas, even the ones I haven't seen yet. I've known about most of them since the leaks before the game even dropped, so I'm going in already knowing about most of these mon, if not all of them. But in case you're waiting to see that in my ZA series, which I'm gonna link right here at the top of the screen in case you want to see that, it'll also be linked at the end of the video. You can go ahead and check that out, and then you come back to look at this later. If you already know the Megas from the leaks, or you've already beaten the game yourself, or you just don't care about seeing them, go ahead and stick around. We're going to dive right into doing this. So I mentioned this in a Pokerogue video, which was that I was going to do my Mega Evolution tier list. And I was thinking, I haven't done one in a while. You guys who've been around for the last year or so, I think is when I did them, maybe a little bit longer, but I think about the last year, we did tier lists for every generation of all my favorites. I will return with those tier lists soon enough with my most hated Pokemon, and they will also be featured in Pokerogue runs and stuff like that. I still have to go through more of my favorite mon for the Pokerogue runs too, but I will do a most hated tier list. I think especially as of recent times, you guys kind of do want me to do a most hated Pokemon tier list, so that's gonna happen. But with ZA being out, me covering ZA, I just did a Mega Evolution run in Pokerogue as well, if you guys saw that, and I will be doing another one when Pokerogue inevitably adds the new ZA Megas to the game. I'll be doing a run with just those. I thought, why not do a Mega Evolution Pokemon tier list so you guys know my takes on both the old and the new Megas? So let's get into it, shall we? So, first things first, Mega Venusaur. Now, we got S, A, B, C, D. I usually do keep these rankings. S is absolute all-time legend. You're at the top of the peak. You deserve everything you got. A is good. I have zero complaints about you, but you aren't quite in the legend status. B is your mid. Not bad, but not really good. You're just okay. I don't have much to say. C is that I don't like you, but I don't hate you. You know, there's a couple of things that might be wrong, but you could definitely be worse. And D is for dog shit. You're absolutely terrible. You're a sin against humanity. You should not exist. So let's get into it. I know there's going to be some debates, and I'm curious in the comments. If you disagree with something, definitely let me know, right? So, Mega Venusaur, you're solidly an A tier. I have no complaints. When I think about Mega Venusaur, this is exactly what I think it should be. You guys should also know I like to yap about these, so you will be getting some thorough opinions depending on which ones. I don't think they could have done much better or not. I know I see different fan takes on Megas here and there, which are always awesome, but for an official Mega Venusaur, this is good. Venusaur is a mon whose design I naturally consider to be around an A. This feels like a natural step of that. Obviously, the GOAT is going in S. I talk about Mega Charizard X like so much. I know I piss some people off, so I'm not going to go into it a ton here, but absolute perfection. They finally made him a dragon type, which is included. This is not just off looks. This is also the Mega itself. So if it's ass, that's going to matter. Venusaur is solidly good. I just like things about him. Charizard, now, he's not the best. There is a better one here of the Megas, but his design is so iconic. If you ever watched Pokemon Origins and you saw Red and his Mega Charizard versus Mewtwo, it's a core memory. I don't like some things about him, though. I don't like him being a physical attacker. I don't like Tough Claws as his ability. I've had that be a pain for me using him practically, but there's just so much aura on this, and he's my favorite Pokemon, that I cannot not put him in S. So it's heavily biased, but I mean, it's a tier list. What else is it going to be, right? All right, so when I say that, I'm then going to put Y in A tier. Design alone. Now, I recently saw some crazy art. If I put it here, I will put the art and a link to the creator to give him full credit right here. That was probably the greatest thing I've ever seen when it comes to Mega Charizard Y. The coolest he's ever looked. If he genuinely looked like that more, that'd be so crazy. Fan art can turn a bad Mega Evolution into something crazy. Not saying he's bad, but I'm saying they can do it. But I cannot let that be my influence. We're talking about in the game, 2D art, 3D art, how good they are, stuff like that. Now, he is still A, and I almost want to put him in S because he is so good because of drought and all that. But because I loved X so much as a kid, I never really got to use Y and see how good he actually can be. So I really need one of those experiences where Y is just dominating things for me. And once I get that, he's probably also an S, but just because I love X so much more than him, I have to put him in A. And then Blastoise as well, also an A tier. I really like Mega Blastoise. I was not always the biggest fan of the 2 extra cannons, but it's grown on me. I love his concept of firing these Mega Cannons. I like his ability. They should give him more moves that actually work with his ability, though. I think that'd be a very good change to make for him. But otherwise, he is still a really solid Mega. He's just missing that kind of special spice for me to boost up to S tier. But I really like him. And speaking of S tier, go ahead and throw in my boy, Mega Beedrill. I am biased again in my S tiers because this guy is ass in a way. I really love what they did where they just even took stats from his other things and they made him this super hard-hitting attacker, but he's also frail as shit. He's frail as shit. And he dies so much, and he does not accomplish all of that. Now, I've used him a lot in ZA, which is a different type of game. I haven't gotten to use him a lot in other things. In Pokerogue, he's doomed because Bug is one of the worst types in Pokerogue. No cap, it just is. So he is not doing that much in there, and then I haven't had another mainline game or a ROM hack where I've gotten to use him. So the only recent experience I have is ZA, although I did use him before in the past, and I love his design too. I love Beedrill. He's one of my favorite designs in Pokemon. I really do think he probably would get up on that list somewhere. Of course, that could be a list of like 50, but you know, he's in there. He's in that range. And seeing him like this, I wouldn't say he necessarily looks cooler, but he looks just as good in a different way is kind of how I see it. I really like him. Pidgeot. Honestly, I think in recent times I would have put Pidgeot in B, but he's actually recently gone up to A, and that's thanks to Pokerogue more than anything else. I did not know that much about Mega Pidgeot. Pidgeot is a mon I've always had a love for, but kind of a distant love for. You know, I haven't been super big on where I want to, like, on using him, you know, and like putting him on teams. Where do I want to add him on? Who he's replacing? There's a lot of good flying types in his role or things like that. And obviously, I don't usually use a lot of flying types because if I have a Charizard, he tends to take that role. But I'm a really big fan of the ability No Guard and making moves that typically have a chance to miss, always hitting. You can look at Machamp for another example of that, with Dynamic Punch being a thing. I love that. So seeing Pidgeot or Mega Pidgeot get No Guard Hurricane, that alone is such a cool concept to me. I can put him in A pretty simply. Now we're getting into some new ones, a little more contentious at this point. Yeah, if you're enjoying so far, before I say some things you don't like, consider subscribing, and then maybe take that back if I end up dissing one of your faves. Let's talk Raichu. So Raichu X, I'm not going to lie, this cutout of him is not the most pleasing. He's also not out yet. At the time you're recording this, it is November 12th. The DLC drops in a little under a month. He is not out. But I didn't hate his design, all things considered. I kind of like the bolts, like the two twin tails. And I like the black coloring. The yellow is what throws me the most. But I'm not sure. I kind of have some things I dislike and I like. I'm actually going to put him in B until I see him more in game and use him. We don't know. I think we only know his type. We don't know his abilities. We don't know his capabilities in any way. And the ZA Megas, we don't know their abilities either. We just know how good they are in that game. The ones that haven't come out yet, we don't even know that. So I don't have too much information. I also know that supposedly, I think tomorrow, which is the 13th of November, Pokemon is supposed to show off 2 more Megas. So we may update this later, or I'll at least maybe like make a post of that. Or if you want to see my opinions on the new Megas, because the newest ones recently announced are here. Excalibur is down there. There was another one too. He's somewhere around here. It was Chingling. Yeah, I just saw him. He's like right. He's on there. I know I just saw him on this list. So Chingling, yeah, there he is, right there. So those 2 were announced recently. There will be 2 more. If you want to know my opinions on those, consider joining the Discord in the description down below, and I will say my reactions to those in the Discord once they drop. So be there. This guy, again, there's aspects I like better of both. I'm not just going to take every unreleased Mega and put them in B, but I just... design alone is all I've got, and I'm not entirely sold on either one. They're good, but there's negative parts, so they kind of even out to a B for me. Which brings us to our first real negative. D is for dog shit on Clefable. Okay? Now, you guys know about Noodles, my girlfriend. She's been in a few videos. She's in the Night Rain series. She's been in the ZA series. And I know that Noodles is a big fan of Clefable. Noodles hated this when it dropped, and Noodles likes ugly Pokemon. I hate to say it. She's probably going to be upset at me saying that. She likes some ugly Pokemon. Even she couldn't like Clefable. I'll tell you right now, a lot of the mon that she likes, I already think are ugly as hell. So that's to say that I think he's ugly as fuck. Let's go another tier up. This mon could have been sick. I saw it in game recently. It's actually the most recent video that I have recorded. I haven't actually put it up yet, but I did get through the part where you see Mega Clefable in game. And I just wanted to think that, at first I wanted to say that there was, that they were almost there. I thought it was just the hat kind of really threw it for me, but it's not just the hat. It's the hat and the ears. Both of them really ruin it for me. It looks like it has a tumor. like that bad. It is very natural. I get the theme behind it. I'm not saying I don't, but I gotta say, just because you understand what they were going for doesn't mean it successfully hit. That's the difference there. And to me, it did not hit. The wings, great idea. I thought that was an awesome idea. They just ruined it with the hat. It was so bad. Okay, it was bad. We need a swig of water, little recharge, which I took in the second I just cut from this video and had to let y'all know anyway. Mega Alakazam. Now, when I first saw Mega Alakazam, he was probably kind of like SA. He was teetering. He's probably like A+ if that exists. He was teetering on the edge, right? We could probably put him in A+ tier. However, I have to drop him into B now. The reason for this is because I played Alakazam in ZA and Mega Alakazam, and I thought he was going to be a really good hitter. You know, he should be similar to Beedrill, dropping one-shots, you know, getting knocked here and there. But here's the thing. I've seen Beedrill barely live attacks and do decent tanking. I wouldn't say decent. Do almost really bad tanking, but live. Mega Alakazam, super effective or not, he comes out that ball, he gets hit with a defensive move, he's out. And I also wasn't seeing the one-shots I would expect out of this guy. You know, that hurt my impressions of him. I really like him. I think if I pull him out in Pokerogue, if I pull him out in an actual game, I can build that up again. But in ZA, which is, you know, the rebirth of Mega's game, free-for-all was not his friend. And it hurt a little bit, you know? I wish I could keep him in A, but I genuinely felt myself getting so pissed about Mega Alakazam, I had to put him down, dude. We had to let him go. All right, let's go into Victory Belt. You're in C. I get some people like silly megas, and this is its own debate we will talk about. Silly megas is kind of a trend in Pokemon. Now, I really do want to see when this list is over how many old megas were what you would consider silly megas and how many were, you know, cool. To my knowledge, which I don't think is biased given this list a skim, most megas are cool megas, not goofy megas. Now, the biggest I saw time when this came up as a debate was Dragonite, which we'll get into in Dragonite section. You know, Dragonite is kind of a silly, goofy Pokemon, so people think he should be treated like a silly, goofy Pokemon, right? So they thought they should keep that. He shouldn't be some raw kind of thing, the way like Tyranitar would be. I can agree with that. But he's one example. It seemed that when these megas dropped, there is a trend of a few Mon who are just silly megas. I'll tell you right now, I don't like that. I watched, funny enough, the thing that I was thinking about this right away is Wolfie. Wolfie videos. Wolfie loves silly, goofy megas. I've seen him talk about this a lot recently because, yeah, I watched a lot of different YouTubers talk about Pokemon stuff. And that was one of them. And I was just like, wow, I'm the opposite of this guy because I hate them. I don't like silly Pokemon. I don't hate all of them. I'm not that much of a stickler. But most of them go, there's like to me, a fine line between silly and stupid. Okay? And some people like stupid, and I respect that. I don't know if I respect it, but I can acknowledge it. I can accept it. Let's say that. I'm not a big fan of silly, goofy Pokemon, except for some outliers who I really do love their goofiness. We'll talk about them because there's some on this list who I actually do really like, despite me saying that, right? So, okay, let's keep going. Victory Bell. He's just a fat sack of shit. I hate to say it. He just is. He's full of the whole poison thing. Like, Victory Bell was never a cool Mon, so I can forgive it. That's why he's not in D. Clefable wasn't cool either, so I could have forgiven it if it wasn't so goddamn ugly. I don't think Victory Bell is that ugly. I think it's okay, but it's not one I like. Could Victory Bell have gotten much better? Would I have liked it if Victory Bell was a cool Mon? Of course. But did I like Victory Bell already before? No. And so I'm okay with him not being super crazy because I already didn't like him much. So it's like, whatever, you know, it's just C. Because like, yeah, not my pick, but okay. Honestly, the idea they were going for wasn't so bad, but it's just like, I don't know, he's too goofy for me. I can't get behind it. I can't. I know there's a very big division of fans who love the goofiness. That's okay. Tear me up in the comments. But I can't. But here's an example of one I think is a goofy mega. Now, I saw a post on Instagram the other day, and we're going to put you in B tier. No positives, no negatives for you, Mega Slowbro. I saw a post on Instagram that said, these Pokemon would never have survived the modern day. Mega Slowbro was on there. There were the Lotties, which are their own conversation for later. And there was one more, dude. I don't remember who it was that they were like, that this Mega would not have survived in the modern day take. I don't know. I'm giving you a skim. I can't remember who they were talking about. I'll probably see it later. But basically, there's been another debate for Megas. There's always a debate over Megas, dude. Pokemon fans can't stop arguing about anything. And this debate was that Megas who don't do enough are bad. There's a certain culprit we'll talk about in a bit. Slowbro was an example of that if he was released today, people would tear him up. I think that it's either young fans or people with dementia who make these posts, because there is no way, if any of you are old enough like me, maybe I'm putting myself on unk status here. If anyone here is old enough to remember when X and Y was coming out, or actually I'm pretty sure he was an Oris Mega if I remember correctly, people were tearing up these Megas. Like, let's not act with rose-tinted glasses, but then they also always say that, oh, but then years later they end up beloved. Well, sir, that's called first impressions and then getting over those first impressions. A lot of people think Mega Slowbro is bad, but guess what? You get over it. And so later on, one day, people may like Clefable better. I'm not going to switch up. I think he's simple and basic, but I also think it works for him. He's just not a mon I like that much. Shell armor is cool, though. I thought it was a literal great idea because he's wearing shell armor. Yeah, right? So, I'll take that. But that's it. He's just kind of mid. It actually hurts me that Mega Alakazam is in the same tier, but that is literally just because of how he played. Literally. All right, keep going. How far am I in? I'm 16 minutes in. Look at this list. We got to speed up the pace, dude. All right, Mega Gengar. You're solidly A tier, maybe S tier. I am debating whether I put him in. The only thing that holds him back is that I've never used him, like, a lot. Okay, I wouldn't say never. I haven't used him a lot. I've used him a decent amount. I haven't ever really, in recent times, used him in a playthrough. Haven't used him in Pokerogue. Haven't used him in ZA either. So, truthfully, one good experience will take him. He's probably like an A+. One good experience will probably take him to S. And also, remember, these are not in order of the tier. They're just all in the same one. I'm not ordering each individual tier. So, like, I'm not saying Raichu over Alakazam. I probably would put Alakazam over them, but you get it. So, Gengar is, like, one good experience away from being in my S favorites. He's just iconically good. There's no hate in that. All right, Mega Starmie. Yeah, I'm lying. A. This is probably the most controversial take I'm about to make on this list. I just want to disclaim, I have not used this guy yet in ZA, so I cannot say how good he is. But I can say, I've seen so much hate for this guy. And as much as I was on board with that at first, I actually kind of love him, and it's not even funny. Everything I just said about silly megas and, me being a stickler and all that just went out the window when this guy started running on the screen. I think it is so simplistic and stupid, but it works for Starmie so well that I like his design better than normal Starmie. You can shoot me for that. I'm standing on ground for that one. I am a Mega Starmie fan. If I use him and he's good, he might even make the S tier. I'm not just saying that to be different. I swear I'm not. I'm not that kind of guy. I honestly like him a lot, and he makes it an A tier because of that. I just, what can I say? What can I say? Mega Pinsir. I'm a Pinsir fan. Flying Pinsir's absolutely horrific, including those horns. He easily makes A. He's definitely not in the same tier as Beedrill. He's not even on the same tier as Gengar and Starmie, but he's solidly in A around, like, this is what I like out of a Mega Pinsir. I think he's cool. Some good experiences could help boost him, but I don't have much in depth to say about Mega Pinsir. Mega Kangaskhan. S. For one reason. Design. Oh, that was the other one. It was Mega Kangaskhan. This is Mega Kangaskhan when it got involved, because making the baby just hop out is simplistic. Boo-hoo, Kangaskhan looks the same. Who cares? Kangaskhan's whole thing is being a mother Pokemon. Making the baby jump out of the pouch and start boxing was a sick idea back in the day. People reacted positively to it, and the same, disses you can give it back then are still there now. Yes, Kangaskhan looks no different. Okay, dude, change the eyes, change the forehead, change the body color, give it, an extra feature or something like that. Sure. But having the baby pop out is sick, and it also gave birth to one of my favorite abilities of all time, which was, now that I said that, I can't remember its name. I'll check that later. But, I'm just blanking because I'm yapping too much. But I love that, and then Power Up Punch this guy. I wasn't even a competitive player then. I'm still not. But I wasn't in competitive, and I knew how much of a monster this guy was. I loved it. And I loved using it, whether it be Showdown or the actual game. Parental Bond. There we go. That just came back to me. Parental Bond. I love that. I've seen it be put in Pokerogue on other Pokemon. I've seen it been put on some fan ideas for Pokemon or in ROM hacks on different Pokemon. It's really cool, and I love it. And I love Power Up Punch giving a double boost with that. I love the monster that Kangaskhan can be. That's super fun. Mega Gyarados. B tier. Maybe even C. I'm going to say B. Because I don't dislike his design, but I genuinely think not only does he look worse than regular Gyarados, who is a clear S for me, if that's not obvious. You know, I'm not trying to be different. He's a clear S in regular, but he gets worse. His ability gets worse. The typing is cooler, in my opinion. He can actually use it. That was sick. But the fact that he just is worse than regular Gyarados a lot of the time kind of hurts. But like D-Dance with this guy, using, you know, some Waterfall or some Crunch or whatever can be fun. I've used him in Pokerogue once or twice. I like him. I just think that regular Gyarados is just better. He's got a better design. Mega Aerodactyl is also in B. He's not much different, just spikes, which I see a lot of people talk about recently as a common like trend for a lot of Megas. Just give them spikes. That's really prominent in Aerodactyl. I've not gotten a good enough chance to use this guy often enough to raise him, but I've always wanted to. He's high on my list of like, just give me one excuse to move him to A tier, you know? Give me one thing, and I'm bumping him because he's so sick. Mega Dragonite. All right. We're going to put you in B. And then C tier. I know the Dragonite fans are going to like this. Me and G-Freak have talked about this a lot, or Stellarcade. I'm still going to call him G-Freak on here, but when you see the links, it's Stellarcade. Shout out to him as well. He had 100 subscribers. Put a post about that today. Congrats. Definitely check him out. I'll have him on for some more Pokemon content soon. He is in the ZA series. So definitely sick there. But in any case, what I was going to say with Mega Dragonite is I'm not a fan of the direction they took with him. The biggest is the wings. Fan art can do good, but there were millions of other fan arts of Mega Dragonite that I think are better than what they ended up going with. If you like Dragonite, that's awesome for you. I don't think there's anything wrong with you liking Dragonite. There are mon I think that it's wrong to like, oh, Wormadam. Sorry, I'm supposed to be working on that. But there are some mon who I think you should not like or you should be locked up. Dragonite's not one of them. I'm not going to hate on you for it, but he ain't for me. They could have done better. They should have done better. And I get that he's supposed to be goofy, silly, oh, keep Dragonite the way that he is, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't like him. And it's my tier list, so go down. All right, next, Mega Mewtwo X. You can be an A. Love the concept. He is just so carried by TM's poor in execution. Used him recently. Won with him recently. Liked that experience. But he was literally just regular Mewtwo with like a different typing for better and for worse because of the setup I had for him. So he could be done better. Pokerogue could make me like him as much. He's only held back by the fact that he's just not as good. But at the same time, I also put Y in the same tier. I like the design less, but I love how good it is as a psychic special attacker, like how strong it can be. I'm a big fan of that. And I love Mewtwo in general, so they're both making it. But if X was better, he would easily be S tier. He probably used to be until I kind of understood just how bad he really could be. A little bit more for him, and he's easily S, though. A little bit more. Not really too much to go into with the Mewtwo's, though. Just sick they have two. All right, Meganium. You're a tough one. D. It's close though. It's like D+. Better than Clefable. Here's the deal. I know that people like talk about, oh my god, Meganium hate is so forced. Listen, when anybody says blank hate is forced, I just want to tell you right now, and I'm going to look you in my eyes. Or look you in my eyes. Look you in the eyes. You're going to look me in my eyes. Blah, blah, blah. That sentence, if you've ever said that in your life, I want you to go into the bathroom, right? Follow me here. Take me on your phone or whatever. Go to your bathroom, look in the mirror, and slap yourself. Okay? It's a stupid sentence. Oh, the hate for X is so forced. No, it isn't. Nobody forces hate on something. You just like it, and you wish other people liked it. Okay? It sucks. Sometimes. If you think the hate is forced. Because when people say that, it's not because one guy hates it. It's because a lot of people hate it, and they think it shouldn't be as hated. Congratulations. That's not how the world works. I say that because Meganium is the Sakura of Pokemon. Oh, the Sakura hate is so forced. That's not the defense you should make. You can say, well, Sakura actually did do a lot of good things, you know, that maybe should be appreciated more. I respect that. That's a good conversation. Someone could tell me, well, you know, Meganium does have all these negatives, but maybe we should take these positives into account. I'd respect that. That's different than the hate is so forced. Learn to communicate better. You will have a better time. It is just the internet, though, so I know most people don't give a shit. Meganium, now, why does it do with Meganium? Because like I said, Meganium is the Sakura of Pokemon. If you get that reference, I love you. People love to hate Meganium, and whenever people see something get hated on so much, they get this itch in the ass. This real big itch they can't scratch. I have to defend this hated thing. I have to be the hero here. No, you don't. No, you don't. Meganium has had warriors fighting for it for... I think the biggest Meganium, like, defender resurgence happened probably around the time Arceus released, because of, like, Typhlosion coming back in the conversation, and then people were talking about the Johto ones really getting their stuff. It's tough. It's tough. But I'm not on the Meganium defender side, although I wouldn't say it was a mon I hated. So with me saying that Meganium isn't a mon I necessarily hate, why do I put it in D? Because this was Meganium's best chance of a transformative experience. And regardless of how good it ends up being, I do like that they finally made a fairy type. That was almost enough to put it in C for me. It's just the more I look at it, the more I see how goddamn ugly it is. It's supposed to be a flower dinosaur, similar to Venusaur, and it's worse in every way. I'm making that clear. But the design doesn't rock for me. It's not even, like, there's goofy and silly, and there's cool, right? So let's say silly and cool, two sides of the coin. But then there's just ugly right under that, and that's unfortunately Meganium. I don't like this flower cuff thing. I'm not a fan of that. It does not look good to me, and it's too simple, but too much in the wrong direction. You could have just given it one big flower, and I probably would have liked that better than this, I don't even know, dude, this neck chokehold of flowers they have on it. Maybe they didn't want to just do the one flower to not match Venusaur. I've heard it looks like a toilet brush. I've been told. You know, I'm not sure if I fully agree, but I see it. I see it. So, yeah, Meganium, it's down there. Argue with a wall. I mean, I'll still hear you out. Like, if you want to actually, like, say that there's some things you like with Meganium, I'd love to hear that. But if you think it's wrong to dislike Meganium just in general, argue with a wall. You know, I hate to say that because it's so ignorant to say argue with a wall. In my opinion, I feel like it is. But I don't argue in an ignorant fashion, but I'm always happy to debate. Meganium fans out there, if you want to hype this guy up a little bit, you're always welcome to. I've had my mind changed on Pokemon before. You guys have done that for a few, like Whimsicott a little bit. Also, Oricorio a teensy bit. There's been some other ones too. So, you know, it's not impossible. I'm open to it. He's got to make some good cases. For some reason, this guy, you're in C. I've tried really hard to like Mega Feraligatr. I have. But every time I see that, like, the helmet on him, it loses me. I don't hate it the way that some people do in D. But I can't say I like it. He's just Feraligatr with a dorky helmet. How do I get behind that? Now, if I see him come out in, like, the competitive game and he's really good and I get some good experiences using him in a game, sure, he could go to B. Because they're a mon I might not like their design, but if they're good enough, he'll make it up. Sure, I can do that. But until then, also, he wasn't the starter I picked, so I'm not as, you know, using him that much. Because of that, he's just going to have to stay where he is. Speaking of, there's Emboar. Okay, make sure you're on this list. All right, we'll get to him later. Ampharos, you're B. I'm not a big fan of his design. I never have been. That's just a personal me thing. I don't really like it, but I do like that they gave him Dragon. I thought that was cool. But he's held back by looks, and I've never really heard that this guy is super crazy either offensively. Or not offensively, but, like, competitively. To where he's, like, up because of that. If he was, like, really good, I could ignore it, put him in A. But he's just kind of mid for me. I'm not a big Ampharos fan in general. Wasn't a big Mega Ampharos fan, but he's kind of, like, maybe leaning toward B+, maybe. Steelix, also B. He's Steelix with spikes. He didn't really shake up the game when he came out, to my memory. Didn't really do that. And he does look good, you know, but it's not like I'm a Mega Felix fan. Or Mega Felix. It's not like I'm a big... I shouldn't even say Mega, because now I just sound stupid. I'm not a huge Steelix fan normally, and this wasn't enough to raise him anywhere higher than B for me. Scizor, B. There's a trend with, especially in Oris over X and Y, where they took good designs and, in my opinion, made them worse. Oh my gosh. Here's one example. They either made them worse or made them mid, or kept them mid, I should say. Scizor's one where I like him, but he's worse than normal Scizor, which then makes me not want to use Mega Scizor. If that makes sense. Otherwise, same thing as, like, these guys where it's just, like, feetless is kind of what I want to say for it. I don't really hear how good he is. I don't really have good experiences using him. Again, if he was good, he's probably A, if I can get a good experience with him. But until then, he's just kind of, you know, doing his thing in B. Just kind of chilling. Heracross, you're the closest to A. But B, once again, I don't like his design better than base Heracross. I do like Skill Link on him though, but I haven't heard it be that good. And bug fighting, let's just say this week I had a terrible experience with bug fighting. Shout out to Buzzwole. Not exactly an iconic run for bug fighting on my charts. I'm sorry to break it to you. I'm sorry. I'm just the messenger. Okay. But he's cool. B plus-ish, but not quite up there. Houndoom, B. Again, Houndoom, as much as I think I should love him, I love the whole Fire Dog Cerberus thing, that trend in fiction. Yet as much as I say I love it, I always feel like I kind of think it's mid. It's kind of weird. I say I love it, and then I kind of don't. I kind of don't love it. So, unfortunately, he's solid. Maybe around B+, if I had a good experience, he's easily up there. I like his design better than most. I think it's similar to Beedrill, where it's like an equally as good design, more than like a better improvement, the same way you could say for like Charizard X. Maybe Gengar, if you see it that way too. But he's just kind of feetless, and I also, G-Freak has used a Nightmare Houndoom on me recently in a tabletop, and I'm not excited to see that thing in a Mega. So, let's just say that's the reason. I say all of that to then say A, maybe S. Again, usage is the only thing holding him back. I really like Skarmory. I really like the Golden Skarmory. And this is from a guy, if you see my Gen 3 tier list, Skarmory was like B tops, probably like C for its ranking. I didn't like Skarmory. I was not a Skarmory fan. I was not. But this Mega does it all for me. And I've seen people hating it, and I'm not going to say they're wrong. This is the case where I like a simple Mega, and I honestly think the colors do a lot of the work for me. I'm a big yellow/gold and black, like that combo, really big. Some of you may not know this kind of Easter egg about me. I am aiming to be a writer. I'm aiming to publish a book. That's what I'm in college for, to be a publisher. Or not to be a publisher, but to be published, right? And I'm a big fan of that concept because I use a similar color scheme on a couple of things. Like the reason that my ZA character has golden eyes with the black hair is because that's the main character in my book, has golden eyes with black hair. Wasn't a thing I usually did, but when I designed that, I started growing on the combination. So I do it a little bit more often now. I really like that color combo, which helps Skarmory. People don't like the feet. I don't really care. I see what they're talking about, but it doesn't bother me. I think he actually just took him on, who I really thought was mid, and made it cool, and made something I like about it, gave it some new life, and to me, that's what Megas should do. Sometimes it's even better than taking a mon I like and making it better, like Charizard, although that's an iconic. But like, you could say Pidgeot or Gengar, there's mon I already like, and they get a Mega, and they're just like, oh, okay, it's cool. But taking a mon I didn't like before, and then making me like it with its Mega, to me, is always gonna stand out. I love that. And Skarmory is a mon I would definitely use now with a Mega. I would definitely want to run when the ZA update drops on Pokorogue, and when it comes out in other ROM hacks and other games, you know I will be a big fan of making use of that. Next, Mega Tyranitar. I'm telling you, dude, there's like a section of these guys. Boom, in B. He's cool. He's fun. He's great. I'm not hating, but I like base Tyranitar better in design, and that affects it for me. And he's not so much better than regular Tyranitar that he is the craziest guy out there. I just happen to like him better. I think a really big deal about why a lot of these guys hit B is because Megas stopped being used in Pokemon. They were in Gen 6, they were in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and then for the last, how many years of my life? It's been like 10 years. Like the last, near 10 years of my life, they have not been in existence. So I still have used, however, I've used Scizor since then. I've used Heracross since then. I've seen Tyranitar since then. So I have a deeper relationship to their base forms than the Megas. And that to me means that the Megas need to be either bettering the base or need to be crazy to earn the rep to be better. That's Pokemon's fault for not having Megas be involved like they should have been. And so because of that, it hurts some of them. Had they been either just better or had they been represented more, they could easily go up higher. Because a lot of the base mon that I have are up higher in general, but this is a Mega tier list. You're easily in A. Mega Sceptile. Dragon, super cool idea. He may not be super good to my memory, but he was really sick. The anime made him look sick as well. He's cool, even though he wasn't the best of the set, in my opinion. I like him. I'm not crazy, dude. Mega Blaziken is easily an S tier. He is like, okay, there are two Megas, I think,
where when you think of Mega Evolution, you think of them. That's Blaziken and that's Lucario. I think they're the iconic ones. The anime did wonders for him, especially coming out around the time Oris released. Lucario was the icon before that. He did get some respect in the anime too, but in the game, he was kind of like, even lore-wise, said to be the first Mega, although that has been deconfirmed as of ZA. He is no longer the first Mega Pokemon. That was just like, they talk about in the museum a little bit more details about that. But Mega Blaziken is so sick. He is perfection. He's what I'm talking about when you take a great Pokemon and you take a great design and you make it better. He is so good. I love that he's this fighting fire chicken. Okay, I love it. I love Blaze Kick being kind of an iconic move for him. I love the aura they gave him in the anime. He is that guy of the Megas. He is. Mega Swampert is here because he's just really good. I mean, Swampert is already such a good Mon. You give him a Mega, he's still really good. Super fun Mon. He might not be my favorite design. He's definitely my least favorite of the three, but he's good enough and doesn't make the design worse in the sense where I can rock with it. And I've seen some really good stuff with him too. Mega Gardevoir hits A. You, to me, are the better Alakazam. You're fairy type. You're still the special attacker. You hit hard. You don't die in one hit, even if you're not a tank. Just, easily before ZA, I would have said Mega Alakazam. He could have arguably been in my S tiers. And he just did me so wrong. Now I gotta give it to Gardevoir. Sableye, cute. I like the gem. Nothing special about the guy in Mega. Take a solid B. Not much to say on him. Mega Mawile, I'm a fan of huge power, and I'm actually just wanting to use this guy's help me. I really did think it was going to be a B-Mon. Kind of surprised at myself that I'm feeling it in A, but I've always liked the design, and I like huge power as an ability, and it makes this guy usable, and now that I've been wanting to use him to see how good he is, that's fine, but if I had used him in that last Mega video, and he did bad, probably would try to B. Probably. Alright, Mega Aggron. High B, but B tier. I'm not going to harp on the same points as before. Pretty much the same reason as most of the other cool guys in there. Feetless, barely used, not better than the base one. And then this guy's whole thing is being a defensive tank for him specifically as just a raw steel type now, which some people think makes him better. It's okay. I've liked it on occasion. Like I did have him in that video, I believe. I did use Mega Aggron. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not my number one. You guys know I'm much more about offense over defense in most cases. Mega Medicham. B, Medicham is a neutral Mon for me. It's mid. Its Mega design is still kind of mid to me. I like the typing, and I wish I liked it better, but really design holds it back, and it's not that good. If its design was as good as Mawile's, it probably makes A, but it's not a Mega fan for me. Mega Manectric. I was told, all my friends have said this, and I talked to them recently, how they expect that Mega Manectric is a Pokemon I would like a lot. I'm very big on electricity and lightning powers in everything. It is my favorite type of power. Plug for the book again. Let's say the main character has electric powers. It is one of my favorite types in Pokemon. It's not my favorite. It's probably not even top 3. It's probably like top 5 it makes electric types do. They probably make that list there. But Mega Manectric and Manectric as a whole is a Mon that people expect that I would like a lot. And I don't. I think the Thunderbolt makes him pretty ugly. And I've also, most of my experiences with him have been negative, not from using him, but from getting attacked by him. He's decent, I like strong electric types, but for whatever reason, me and him just didn't click. I pulled him out recently to do a little bit of work in some of the ZA free-for-alls, and he did okay, but again, it's always just okay. Nothing about him screams super good to me. He's just solidly in B tier, and I'm kind of cool with that. Sharpedo. You can make A. I like Sharpedo. I think his design is an improvement on him. He's cool, but he's like A-, like right over B, because I've really just got only good things to say about him. But like one bad experience for him could easily knock him down to B. But I like him as an improvement versus like Gyarados being a negative. I think even Gyarados is Mega being better with lower Sharpedo by comparison. But I think he gets raised because Gyarados isn't as good, probably. I haven't had a lot of negative things to say in a while, though. I got 5 Megas I don't like. I'm a pretty positive dude, I think, most of the time. Which is why I feel like when I really hate him on, it's valid. I shouldn't have said that right in front of Mega Camerupt, but, you're teetering, dude. You're teetering. But, to be fair, I give it B. I didn't expect much out of Camerupt, so I'm not disappointed. In fact, I do think his design is better. I don't think he himself got that much better, but he's an actual volcano now, and I kind of rock with that. So he's chilling. Mega Altaria. So recently, 3 Mon came out, Mega Gyarados, Mega Blaziken, Mega Altaria in Pokemon Pocket, which I've been saying I may do videos on. If you're watching this far and you're interested in me doing Pokemon Pocket videos at any point, please let me know. And holy, we're at 40 minutes. I gotta get this video down to like under an hour ideally, so let's kind of lock in here. I'm not gonna rush the good ones though, or most of them. Mega Altaria I've never been an Altaria fan. I do like the Fairy Edition, but I've never been big on the guy, but I'm not against it either. There's a world where I could have considered it in C, but because I already was okay with the design Altaria and it's just a bigger cloud, I'm actually cool with it hitting B. I'm not really hating on that. Mega Banette is easily an A tier. Even though I'm not a big Banette fan, personally on base Banette, I love this Mega design. It is so good. Like, this is the type of stuff we're talking about, Pokemon. Why is it so hard to make bangers like this for you guys? It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be so hard. But it is. He's so cool. I wish he was a better Mon because I would use this. I'm going to say this. This is probably controversial. I like Mega Banette's design more than Mega Gengar's. I like it better. And if he was as good as Gengar or better, he would hit S tier. It's so unique. It's so cool. And I don't think that's crazy to say. And if it is, I stand by it. Chingling. Chingling dingaling over here. Ding, ding, ding. You know what letter ding starts with? D. I hate Chingling. This Mega did not make me like Chingling anymore. I think that the whole... Well, no, that's not true. This is Chimecho for one. I'm saying Chingling. Chimecho. I actually do like Chingling a little bit better. Chingling's a stupid Mon, but I like the little Chingling better than I like Chimecho. Chingling, sure. I don't like that it becomes Chimecho. I think it gets uglier, and it's weak as shit. It's ass. And then they give it a Mega. Now, I don't want to say, there are these conversations like, what Pokemon deserve a Mega, right? Who didn't deserve to get one? Now, I'm not the kind of person who likes to say this Mon deserved it more than the other. But it is a conversation of Pokemon. What Mon need Megas? Can I just ask a question, you guys? Real politely. Who the fuck asked for this? Who said, I want Chimecho? I saw multiples. And again, shout out to Wolfie. Posting up this Chimecho. Saying he loved it. That's great, man. I never hate on someone saying they like a Mon. I never even comment. I gotta say here, though. I saw a lot of people reacting to this. Why? They did the whole theme where they show the pre-evolution on it, which is kind of cool. It has the metal like a Chingling. They make it steel type. That's cool. I don't really like the little hanging Chimechos, though. I get the theme. Not a big fan of it. And I just don't like Chimecho. This alone has not made it better. Now, if he ends up crazy, maybe C tier. But design-wise, I don't think there's anything saving Chimecho for me. This isn't. Although I can respect it being a unique idea. I can respect it. I don't like it, but I can respect it. You know, it's neat that they did that. Mega Absol, easily A. It's criminal I don't use you more. This is every, like, emo goth girl's dream Pokemon. It is. And maybe some emo goth guys, too. You know, we love some Mega Absol. I like Absol's story just so much. I've talked about this when I rated Absol. And the wings on its back are a nice feature. You know, the little kind of like hair front thing on the face. The little like change to its feet too, or its legs, like the back. I don't know if that's supposed to be like the wings, maybe like the wind ruffled hair effect. I should honestly love this Mon. Everything about it really is good to me. It's like just a better Houndoom when it comes to like the dark type Mega type of thing, you know? Really should use it more. I probably would have if they didn't just give us a free one in ZA, where we're just like, you know, they hand it to us and like, okay. I probably would have used it more, but then we all had it, and I was like, eh. But maybe I'll bring it out, try it out now that I've said this, just see how good it is. I haven't heard it being anything crazy, but it's just a design I really like. Galele, C. I don't hate him, but he's ugly. Really ugly. I didn't even like Glalie that much. This guy's just ugly. And he's not good either. He's just one of the first. You can see, actually, funny enough, all of my C's and D's are new Megas. Someone's got to have noticed that I was going to say something about it. Until Glalie. Glalie's ass is getting down there in C with them. He's getting down there in C. I'm not a fan of that too much. Salamence, A, literally same reason as everyone else. I don't like the wings. I don't like the lack of limbs. But it's cool he has a Mega. And they've made him look okay at times. But he's in the same pool as the other guys I talked about. Pokemon I like. Mega doesn't necessarily make him better. Yeah, we get it. Except for you, big boy. Welcome to S tier Mega Metagross. Now,
I think it's another case where I like them evenly, like Beedrill. I like regular Metagross. I like Mega Metagross. My love for Metagross has gone up a lot over the years. It was not that high, but I genuinely think ever since Oris and his Mega came out in that era, ever since then, my love for Metagross has just grown every year. He is easily an S for me at this point. I love what they did. It's simple. Oh, he just turns and he has it sideways now. And he gets the longer claws. Yeah, he does. And he looks sick doing it, okay? He was good. He was good. He was strong. He deserves it. Respect on my boy Metagross. He's hitting S tier. No qualms.
Next is the Latis. A little contentious, you could say. So here's my take on this. I don't know which one is which. I'm gonna guess this is Latios and this is Latios. Could be wrong. That's their flaw right there. They look the same. Now, let's then take the fact that the design itself. Let's say that we just had Latios. He looked like this. Latios was, I don't know, gold or something. Instant banger. I love this design. I think it's good. It's just that they look the same. I'm putting it an A. I don't care that they look the same. It's lazy on one or the other, but the problem with that is I don't really care about Latios. Latios is fine. I like Latios better. They already look similar, and I like Latios as the cooler one. So, with that in mind, I think Latios got a sick Mega. And Latios, well, I guess also got a sick Mega. I don't know how good they are or whatnot, but I've always really liked this design. And so, I'm still a fan of it regardless. I guess, I can eat my shoe or whatever. Kyogre. Okay, this is kind of a crazy take. I'm putting both these guys in B. I'm not the craziest fan of their designs. Their primal stuff. It's also kind of interesting they get on this and Battle Bond Greninja doesn't, but I guess it's because Greninja officially has a Mega now. But the designs are okay, but they are just obviously really good. And in a way, you could say they're too good. Whenever they could be legal, they dominate competitive, and they did for a long time. They are insanely strong, and that's really cool. I love their themes. I love their moves. You know what? Nah, they're just so good, and I do enjoy them being that good. I gotta put them in A2. I'm not insane. The only thing that holds them back for me is design a little bit, but they've made the designs look really cool in game. Yeah, and obviously S tier Mega Rayquaza. Let's please get serious. I don't need to talk about him very much at all. One of the strongest Pokemon to ever exist. Changed the game as we know it when he came out. Top tier, unchanging op in Pokerogue because he's so strong. Doesn't even need to hold a Mega Stone to Mega Evolve. Has crazy lore and a nice afterstory toward him back when Pokemon actually cared about their fans and not just money. He is an icon for a reason. He deserves all the praise. He's easily S tier. Let's get serious. Lopunny, solid A. Made Lopunny better, but not crazy. Adding the fighting type was good. I like its design. People goon for this one less than normal Lopunny, so we'll take that too. Props. Mega Garchomp, exact same case as everybody else here, and in his case, he's actually worse than base Garchomp, so not much to say. They should have made him better in his design. While I like the Sives, it's not cooler than regular Garchomp. Mega Lucario. S. I do have to put him in S. I can respect his game. He is very similar to Blaziken in taking a fire design and finding a way to make it better. He's strong. He's got great lore. He's got all the tools that make me love a lot of these guys. He deserves to be an S tier. I think a lot of lists will have him that high. He's good. Mega Abomasnow actually probably would have been like C for me because he's also really ugly and fat. But I actually got a chance to use him recently, and he's done pretty good for me, so he makes it into A. I enjoy using him in Legends ZA for the first time, like really getting a chance to use him. His biggest issue is he's too goddamn big, especially as an alpha. I can't see shit. So he's just getting cooked from behind. He's also still, ice and grass, which holds him back a lot. But he's cool. I think he deserves A at this point. I had good experiences with him to where I'm like going to elevate him off that alone. Gallade, baby. One good experience with this guy, he's easily S, but he's really good. I mean, the cape is so fire. The arm blade, like, come on, dude. Do I even talk about it? Psychic fighting, again, the same thing I was just praising Mewtwo for. Gallade does it even better, way better. He's one good experience for me away from making his way up to S tier. Just one, and he's in there. Frostlass, easy A, dude. This is beautiful. This is what we're talking about. This is good. This is, to me, arguably the best Mega that's come out of ZA. it's perfect. It's like what Megas used to be, at least the good ones up here, and then it's better. I just haven't had a chance to use it yet. If I use Frostlass and it's good, easy S tier. Easy S tier. Could easily change. A+ tier on the verge. It is perfection for a Mega design. Pokemon cooked. Whoever was responsible for this should have been doing the others. Or they just had a peek. And then you, bud. This got to be the best looking picture I've ever seen of you. Putting you in D. Nah, C. Almost D, because it was disappointing. But C. This looks pretty decent, but in game, he looks like if you took a can and just slightly crushed it. It's like they compressed him. And he's got a weird, like, kind of like egg shape now, so they're just being a little chunky. And the fire doesn't look as good on that model. And the spear doesn't seem to do much of anything. It really should have been incorporated more, if you can call that spear, whatever the hell that little zigzag line he's holding is. But he had such potential. I like this image of him. I like other images of him. And he hasn't been that good to me, but I kind of did throw him in the box and replace him as my starter. But Noodles has kept using him and does like him, says he's pretty good. I've seen him do some good things in our free-for-alls, so I might pull him out and see how good he is later. I'm excited to see him in competitive. He could go up. He was a disappointment to me, which is what puts him in C, unfortunately. He was just disappointing to me. And it kind of sucks. All three starters are in C and D tier for me of this new game. But the best chance of being raised up is either Fraligator if he's good or Emboar if he's good, because that does count for a lot to me. They could go up higher. But as you guys can see, I love Mega Evolution. A lot of them are high. Excadrill. B. He's ugly. He's really ugly. I love Excadrill, but this guy is ugly. But I got a shiny, which is still ugly, and an alpha. But he's strong. He's fun. I like his swords dance and his moves. I still like his typing. I think he's fun to use. That's the only thing saving him. The second that stops, he's C if not D. He's ugly as shit. I don't know who came up with that. That's bad, man. Audino, easy D tier, dude. Because I can sum this up in one sentence. Why the fuck do you exist? Why do you exist? You do nothing. Nobody liked Audino before. It does look good, though. I do like its design. But it's still useless. So what's the point of it existing? Maybe I should put it C because I like its design compared to the others. But its existence pisses me off so much because it's such a wasted slot. Not because it was Audino, because if you're going to take a mon that sucks like Audino, at least make it good, which they didn't do. But they did make it pretty, so sure. Scolipede. I'm not as high on this design as other people, but it is cool. I'm putting it in B. Not as high on it, but it could rise to A with a good experience or two. G-Freak has been using this commonly. He's been using Scolipede in our run, in the free-for-all fights we've been doing, and in the run itself, so he's probably got a higher opinion from using it. I've fought it. I've seen it do decent stuff. Hasn't blown me away, and the design doesn't quite blow me away either yet, so solid B. I wouldn't feel fair putting it beside Frostlass, so no. Scrafty, also B. You know, implications of the design aside, he's chill. I like Scrafty getting a Mega. I'm a big fan of that. Haven't had a chance to use him as much, which is why he's in B. Mr. Sperm Cells is in C. I don't know why they made him look like this, and his whole thing is having Levitate, which he doesn't have in ZA, and is then ass. Good game design. When he comes out, if he still has Levitate or a really good ability, he might go up a bit, but I really hate his design. Actually, no, it's a lie. I liked Electros. This is ugly as shit. So, no. Chandelure, A tier, tentatively. Kind of like A-, a little lower than Frostlass. I do like it. This is the best you could ask for a Chandelure. Only reason I considered B is because I haven't had a chance to use it extensively. Really good ability, making this guy good, and you're securely A, because I do like Chandelure. It's cool. But it is probably, it doesn't compare to Gengar and Banette for sure. Not even close. But it's solid. It's solid. All right, we're down to the final row. We're definitely passing an hour, but let's do this. Chestnut, B. He isn't even out yet. You can't even use him yet. But his design is solid. Let's see him get used. Let's see how good he is. And then if that happens, we're in business. Then we're talking again. But he's not out, so I can't say that much about him. Love Delphox's design. Let her be good. Woo-hoo-hoo. We love that. I was a Delphox fan. That was my starter in Gen 6. That's the Pokemon I still need to pull out now. Now that Mega Delphox is out and ranked, just dropped recently. I'm not touching ranked till I beat the game. But, oh yeah. Greninja, Easy A, finally exists. I like Battle Bond's design better, but it's very similar but upside down. I kind of like that it's flying on the disc upside down. I wish it didn't always do that though. I kind of wish it would like start normally and then jump up and move on the disc. I think it'd be a really cool kind of like middle ground for it. But it is really cool. I'm glad it exists. I think Chestnut has the worst design of the three currently, but if he's good, he could definitely get up to A with the rest of them. But it's not a bad design. It's just not like as cool where I'm like, yes, hype, like I am with these two. You know what I mean? Oh, Pyroar. D as fuck, man. This really hurt, dude. Really. Okay, you're probably talking about my most disappointing new Mega, even more than Feraligatr was close. It's a debate. But the thing about Feraligatr is he's not butt ugly and ass. Pyroar is butt ugly and ass. How do you have to be both? And then he's like, I think he's one of the Mon who are locked to the post game of ZA. So like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? I was so hyped when I heard Mega Pyroar was coming out. I like Pyroar. I wanted him to cook. And then they made him look like this. I mean, I think he looks like some kind of symbols we're supposed to have on him. Like his design, like it's a Japanese symbol or something like that. But I don't know, man. That mane does not work for me. He's ugly as shit. Ugly as shit. And then he's ass. If he was good and ugly, I could have given him like at least B. But no. He's completely garbage, and you can't even use him, and it just so pissed me off because I was looking forward to him so much, and I don't like him. I don't like him. Floette, I literally have not seen Floette. Even when I heard it leaked, I've never seen his design till now. B, just because I need to get there and see it. But I heard a question recently. Why don't you like Eternal Floette? I answered this in the comments, but in case anyone else is curious and didn't see that comment. It's really overused in Pokerogue. It's in this weird middle ground where it's treated as a super rare mon, but it's common enough that you'll find it super often, and it's not that good. But I really do like Light of Ruin, and I did like Floette before. The Mega design here looks a little mid to me, a little bit, but I'm not sure what I expected either. Let me see it in like the finale of the game and all this stuff. I know it's going to play an important role, and come back to me. Might go A, but if I see it in game and it's kind of like really ugly, it might go C. You know, it's kind of like really shaky, really shaky. Mega Malamar. D. Shoot me. Shoot me. I'm not a fan of it. I didn't like its design. I've given it a few weeks to mull over, like a month plus. I don't like it. I get the design theme, like a nervous system. That's unique. That's cool. Doesn't mean I like it. And I don't. I don't like it. It's just not right. And just like Pyroar, it's blocked to the end of the game to get him and use him. All that advertisement for Mega Malamar, my friend Malamar, and they said, hey, let's lock in the post game. And that's not even it. They said they knew they locked in the post game already, and then they said, let's make him a massive advertisement for the game. That's so stupid. You know what's even worse? That's 2 X's. XX. Post game, don't like his design. Here's the third kicker. He's ass. His stats are ass. He has no ability. So all of that, he's hyped up, he's locked, he's ugly, and he's ass. What does he got going for him? I'm listening. You could say you like him, and that's fine. Even if I could get convinced his design is creative and I gave him a pity point for that, he's a C. What were they thinking? Now let's see a crazy ability for him, and okay, you know, I'm a big fan of the ability Contrary. I love that on base Malamar. I'm imagining he's not going to keep it, but let's see something crazy on him. And if he ends up aging well, despite his stats, we could see him go up at least a little bit to C. And then once we get over ZA, maybe even up to B when he's just more common. You know, if Megas stay more common, not a whole kind of thing, right? Not a fan though. Oh, Barbarical. Tentatively C. And that's, I like him, but I don't like his Mega. I said it looked kind of ugly. He got the Embor effect where they skinified him a little bit, but tried to keep him chunky. The arms are cool, but it's just his body shape that throws me. He looks really weird. And then they changed him to, what is it? Rock fighting or water fighting is one of them. They made one of his types fighting, which is a good idea. But his design holds back a lot, and I haven't seen anything about him that makes me think he's exceptionally good, which he really needed. He definitely needed a Mega. He could have gotten it. So if he is good, I've used him a couple times myself, and I'm just kind of undecided. He didn't blow me away. But if he is good, easily up to B. If he's really good, even up to A. But even as much as I wanted him to be good, and I still like using them on, he was just kind of disappointing. Kind of like Embor. Just like, you know, I wanted better from him. Dragalge, pretty cool. Easy A. I like his design. I thought it was cool seeing it. I like the trend of his meme because apparently he gives cancer. I like Poison Dragon. I feel like it's an improvement. He needed it. It's solid, but more like an A- for me. Not like I'm hype about it like some of these other ones, but he's cool. He's cool. Halucha. B. That might give me some hate. I always thought Halucha was an okay mon. He never blew me away. He still doesn't, but it's a really good design. It's just that the mon itself is still relatively mid to me. It wasn't enough to convince me, but I know people love him. I know he's popular for a reason. I can get behind that. Urancy, Mega Zygarde. This, okay, it's a little bit of story time. We're already at the hour mark. Okay, we're almost done. A little bit of story time. I've looked at this mon ever since his leaks. I've seen the picture, and I've never tried so hard not to see something in my life. I look away every time. I turn my gaze. I pretend I didn't see it. I pray to myself that it's not real. I cope to myself that it's fake. I see it's real. I still haven't seen it in game. I cope more and I cope more and I cope more. And then soon enough, when I get to the finale, I have to accept the truth that he's ugly as shit. He's ugly as shit. Okay? I'm gonna see him in game in this canon and whatever the theme is. I can understand the theme behind it. I can get why it makes sense in Kalos. I can get all that. But he's ugly as shit. I hate him. I hate Zygarde. I've hated this Mega since the moment I knew he existed. It hasn't changed. It's not gonna change, man. I didn't want to accept it, but he's so ugly. And I was so excited because Zygarde 100% is so good. 50% is still cool. 10% is cool. Why is he so fucking ugly, bro? He's only at C because I'm having hope to myself that when he shows up in game, he's gonna like blow me away a little bit and be like, oh my God, I was wrong, and go to B. But when I inevitably learn that I'm coping still, he's dropping to D. Just, oh God. Why? Diancie, easy A, super beautiful Mega. Super cool Rock Fairy. I've used Diancie a few times. I have fun with it. All good experiences. Not in my legendary S status, but I'll take it. Drampa, solid A design. Definitely improved on Drampa, who's a mon I didn't like too much. Haven't used him a ton. Don't know how good he is, but off design alone and improvement points, easily bumps up. And then we have Phalanx and Excalibur. We'll talk about you in a minute, Phalanx. Go to Excalibur. B. He just got revealed. I need to see more of him. I was never the biggest fan of Excalibur's design, but the more I look at it, the more it slowly grows on me. And I really liked using Excalibur despite his apparent weaknesses and the like. I still think he's cool. I think the sword idea could be unique and interesting. I'm excited to see him in the DLC. And then finally, Phalanx. Oh, Phalanx. Absolute fucking GOAT, bro. Talk about the best Mega I have seen drop. Let's talk about Frostlass. Here's the deal. Frostlass is the best design. Phalanx to me was like that dude in Ratatouille eating the food and getting a flashback. Like the love I could feel for a new Pokemon. Just like, oh my God, did I understand it when I saw Mega Phalanx. I didn't like Phalanx at all. I thought he was mid and boring and stupid. And then they took him and they make him basically a Megazord of himself. They gave him the weapons. They changed the sizes up. They fixed the design. They made me love a Pokemon I thought was mid as hell. It's like what they should have been able to do with Chimecho. Like him and Chimecho were not that far apart. And they took this guy and they said, what if we made him goated? And they made him my personal favorite for Pokemon Legends EA's new Megas, runner-ups, Frostlass, and Starmie. I love Mega Phalanx. The moment I saw him, I was like Lego Batman, looking at it was Selena, right? Yeah, Black Cat, whatever. Or not Black Cat. Well, Catwoman. I know comics a little bit more. I'm not that ass. It was so good. So good. The yellow and black, the red touch. He's so cool. I have used him a little bit. I want to use him some more. I'm excited for for the future of Mega Fillets. But this is my Mega tier list. Did I cook or was it ass? Leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment your thoughts down below. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more. We're aiming for 2,000 subscribers as our next big goal. Would love for more of you to join the Voltage crew. Do you want to see any of these Mon used in Pokemon Legends ZA or in Pokerogue? Let me know. Once I'm done with ZA, I probably will do some ranked videos and like showcases on Mon or something like that for kicks. It could be a cool idea, the way I do showcase for Pokerogue, just so we can make some more ranked content. If you want to see me use these Mon, any of them, let me know in the comments. I'll pull them out there. Or if you want a Pokerogue run, I'm not going to do Megas only because I already did that, and that video did amazing. Thank you guys for the support. But I will do a video featured on trying to get that Mega and running them for any of these guys, especially the ZA ones once they drop. Who are you most excited for in ZA? I'm excited to hear that as well, which one you like the best. Unfortunately, you can see my list. A lot of the ZAs are negatives. There are only, what, 2 Mon from the previous times that I have rated C and D, and everything else is new. And as you can see, there are many of them I did not like, but many I found fine or did like a lot. So hopefully it's a valid-ish list. I'm curious to hear the takes on it. If you want to see more from me, of course, like Legends EA. It's going to be here at the end of the video, but it's also in the description down below. There's also Digimon Story Time Stranger and Dragon Quest HD 2D Remake, both phenomenal games. I can't recommend enough if you want more from me. And of course, the Pokerogue runs if you're interested in some more content like that that's not story-based. But as Mr. Voltage RPGs, I can't stop pushing my RPGs, okay? I'm never going to stop. I love them. I love them. I'm just being stupid now. Discord is in the description down below as well as the Twitch. Remember, in the Discord, I will probably update this list with the new Megas as they come out, or at least say their rankings in chat for those of you who rock this video, especially if it does good. So you can check those out, and you can enjoy those. And consider becoming a channel member if you've got a favorite Mega here you want nicknamed in Pokemon Legends EA, in Pokerogue, and any other game I play. You can take your favorite Pokemon, that also includes them, their Mega form if they have it, and you can give a nickname of whatever you want, and I'll nickname that in every Pokemon game I play. And there's other benefits too that are hopefully super cool if you're interested in becoming a channel member. Finally, for those of you who are still watching me yap this far, let me know if you want more tier lists on anything, whether it be my most hated list, whether it be on other forms, whether it be on whatever Pokemon related, maybe even not Pokemon related if you're curious about me doing a tier list on another topic. I'm always happy to do these. They're fun videos. I like yapping about my opinions. You can see I can go for a goddamn hour. So definitely check that out. But I'm finally done yapping. Go enjoy the rest of your days. I love you guys. Great to your nights, days, mornings, whatever times you're watching this. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Voltage out.